Everyone, my name is Rose and welcome to my channel. So today we're sewing two different pieces. I'm actually just editing the video now and I realized we don't have an intro. So this one is short and sweet. We're making two different pieces. One is a top and one is a vest. And I hope you enjoy this. Let's get right into it.
So this vest is inspired by a Celine vest that I saw on Pinterest, and this has two layers. One is white and then it has a lace overlay. So ensuring to make all of this so very easily, I basted those two layers together, and then now I'm going back and adding all of my little points so that I know how to sew the darts and I know the placement of the buttons. I use a thread method. I think this is really easy and I've been using this one for years. After all my things are marked, it's time to start to sew the darts. So I just used my thread as that point and I fold in half my dart legs, come all the way up to that thread, which is the dart point, and sew all the way to it. So I'm sewing through two layers, the lace and the white fabric. I just want to make sure that I'm going through both layers to make this dart really nice and neat. This is the side panel and is connecting to the front and the back. So there's no side seam. It has like a quarter seam. I pinned everything in place and then ran it off on my sewing machine. And it's at this point where I'm thinking this is coming together so quick and easy. And I really love the whole process, but I run into a couple of snags in a bit.
All right, so I'm already on my first fit. I think this is generally okay. This is gonna have a closure at the front like this. Overall, I think the fit is a little on the relaxed side. It's not like super skin tight, but I like that overall. I think everything is coming out really nice. I'm enjoying this process so far. I really like that I ended up doing both layers and adding the basting stitch. It's a little bit more challenging than some of the simpler projects I'm used to, and I just really love taking more time and being a little bit more thoughtful with the things I make. And after this, I'm moving on to sewing all the inside pieces together before I decide if I want to add this pocket or not. I think it's quite practical and it's going to be a really nice challenge, so I most likely will. But we're going to add all of the inside pieces together, the lining, the facings, and then I'll make my decision about the pockets.
So there are a few pieces in this pattern that are just like, do it. And they don't really give you that big of an explanation, but this is one of those. And what you want to do really is you want to add a basting stitch along the bottom edge where it's connecting to the lining. You're going to clip down into that stitch and that is going to help everything lay nice and flat so you can get no puckering and no pleating as you sew the back facing into the lining piece. This was essential for this part, and there was another part as well that needed the same attention, and you'll see that in a bit. The inside facing of the front bottom of the jacket also had the same issue, so this was essential in getting these pieces fitting together, and definitely not for the beginner. I had to clip a bunch and pin and repin before everything laid flat and I was ready to sew.
This is surprisingly coming together quite quickly. So I think we're gonna be able to get on to our second piece after this. So the next piece is going to be a little self-drafted and we'll see how much I can get done for this video because there's two tops that I still would like to make. There's like a cami that is featured on MaxMara on the website. And they just have just really beautiful, like really beautiful quality pieces that are like high luxe and pieces that will be in your closet for such a long time. And these two next tops are inspired by some things that I saw on MaxMara because their stuff is gorgeous and I just kind of want all of it. However, price range out of my budget, so I have to make them. And yeah, stay tuned. Also, I've just decided that I need to add the pockets to the garment. So I was sewing everything together, like the lining and everything, and then deciding after what I thought was best. And although it doesn't exactly match the Celine does not have these pockets. I just think it's gonna be nice. And who doesn't need a pocket? I mean, it's pretty impractical. Like you're not gonna put your phone in there or anything, but it just adds a little visual touch that I think is needed. And fortunately, I have the details on the right side, so the welt pocket details I can look at, but they also have FibrMood's added a Vivianne well pocket sewing video that I will be using and following closely. So no problems are gonna happen here, right?
I follow the directions both closely for both sides and I watched the video a bunch of times. That was so helpful to see a visual of all the things I needed to do.
Okay, so we're gonna move into another top. So I'm gonna read the directions of this vest a few more times before I cut because I'm a little scared. But we're gonna move into this top, and this top is kind of like a combination of these two beautiful tops I saw. In addition to, it's kind of based off of a pattern that I've had in my closet for some time, and I've had it for, I don't know, let's say like 7 years at least, maybe even longer. It's just kind of like a staple in my wardrobe, and I think it's gonna be so classy and elegant with this. So this is inspired also by MaxMara. They have a couple of these styles like on their website, and I also wanted to add a little bit more drama. So the pattern that I'm working with is gonna have a V-neck at the top, and then it's also going to be able to tie in a bow. So it's going to have this like really big sash that you can tie in a bow. But I think I'm going to make the straps long enough so that you can wear it and it kind of drapes down the back. So it looks like nice and dramatic, like almost like a cape. I saw this on another top, and if this part doesn't work, like if the draping or the fit of this doesn't work, I would love to also make this top. I can insert a photo of it. It just looks really beautiful. So this sew, I think, is going to be quite quick, and let's get into it because then I have to really tackle this fast and finish it. So this is kind of like my first draft of my drape. So I'm going to go in, also connect the lines, remove it, go back and add actual shirring here so that it's not held up by pins, and I can just reassess that. Then I just need to drape the back, and this should be quite quick and simple. The fabric is a little bit heavier that I'm using on my drape versus what I'm going to be using more silky and lightweight for the final sample, but this is a nice in between, and we're just gonna work with it. Okay, so it's looking good. The only thing that I notice here is that the front looks a bit shorter than the side. So I think that's something I can also even out on the sample, and we're going to work on the back now.
So far, it's coming out really cute. This is the first make with the right fabric.
Okay, so now I'm gonna sew down from the shoulder point all the way down below the V point. And this is about 3/8 of an inch down from the V. I watched a little tutorial on this, so I hope this is gonna go well. All the way, we're going all the way to that point, right? So my needle can go like that. Then we're gonna go like this where the other one lands, and then we're going to continue up the neckline. Okay, it's looking good. Okay, so I gotta say it's already looking really sharp. So now what we have to do is press. I'm gonna make it extra small, so it's gonna go like this and then roll it back once more. So then I have a top stitch, and I'm gonna go all the way around. This part is gonna kind of have miter itself, and very important, we clip into the work in the back. Almost to the point, but not quite. Oh my goodness, it's coming out so pretty. Look at that. I gotta say, that's looking pretty sharp. Look at that. I'm so proud of this. Okay, so, well, this is the like in between, almost done, and I kind of love her. So this is like one option of tying her. The straps are really loose, so you can either do a bow in the back or just kind of like drape it over your shoulders, so you have a bit of like a dramatic cape when you're walking, which I think is really fun. I'm gonna add 2 little buttons here, but I kind of like the depth of the neckline drop. And the other way of tying it, so this is the other way of tying it with the big dramatic little bow in the front. The center front slit here for your neckline drop is actually not visible. And I think this is pretty chic. So this is meant to be tucked into like a cute a cute skirt or pants like the ones I made in the previous video, and it just needs a good press. I need to finish the hem here, also on the bottom, and I also need to add bias binding to hide all the seams on the neckline, and then she's done, and then I actually need to finish this vest.
And this is the final result. I am so happy with how this came out. This is my first toile, and I think there's almost nothing I would change. I really love the length of the ties, and I love the versatility of this piece. I also just had to capture the afternoon glow that was in my living room. I hope you like this. Let me know if this is something you would be interested in making for yourself, because maybe I may get a pattern to sell.
Okay, so I've been like really nervous about cutting into this welt pocket kind of situation, but I need to just go ahead and do it because I gotta get this video published, and also I'm an adult, so I think we can, if there's something wrong, if something happens with this and it doesn't really work out, I can always figure out some other sort of solution. Or yeah, I saw this one thing where this person had cut a hole accidentally in their garment and they covered it with flowers, which is an option. So I'm starting to cut in. I drew that little box thing in the back, and I am just going for it. To give you a little bit of a look, I mean, that looks really nice. I'm so excited that I did this okay.
For the hems, I had a little hard time putting everything together. So in order for things to lay flat and for me to sew this properly in place, I put the wrong sides together and pinned and sewed everything by hand on my dress form. This was so time consuming, and it was the only way to get everything to lay flat. So this is what I had to do to finish the piece.
Okay, so this is the finished make. I decided to pair it with so there's lace and then there's a white fabric under it. That fabric is what I used from the pants. I thought it would be cute to have it as like a set, and I just had enough fabric to make them together with the lace. Overall, it's okay. It's reading a bit bridal, so I don't think I'll wear it together. However, if I was going to get married again, this would be kind of cute to wear. And if I was gonna make this again, what I would do different. So I would definitely maybe size down. I do think there's a little bit extra. Maybe I would drop the neckline or reduce the width here. Definitely also made the mistake of using a quite heavy lining for this. I thought it would be nice to have like this like blush pink lining, and in theory the weight was too heavy, so it feels like a really stiff material. So I wanted to wear it like this as a shirt with nothing underneath, but let's see what else we can do for winter. Okay, she's a little cute like this for winter. Thank you so much for watching. Join me next week where I will sew some lingerie for Valentine's Day. And I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. Bye.